months. Who so beautifully graced us with her heart plane. Wasn't that amazing? Super special. Thank you so much. Wow. All right. So, well, good. My name is Brian Walpe. I'm going to be helping out a little bit here tonight. For those of you who don't know me, and for those of you who do know me and want to know why I'm here, Brad called me and said, "Hey, are you going to go to the event on Thursday?" I said, "Sure, I'm going to go to the event. I love this event." And he said, "Well, do you mind helping us out a little bit at the event?" I said, "Yeah, no, I'll be there." And he said, "Well, how about emceeing the event?" And I said, "Okay." Awkward pause on the phone. I thought to myself, "Geez, Brad, did you realize that I'm a lender, right?" And what he told me before was, we're gonna have a theme of integrity. That's gonna be the theme. So I'm sitting thinking to myself, all right, lender, integrity, not always used in the same sentence, but in fact, I think a couple of buddies of mine actually probably created the 2008 recession. So anyway, we won't get into all that, so I'm running the bridge right now. But anyway, I just want to say it is super awesome to see all you amazing, beautiful people in the audience tonight. This is one of my first events, post-COVID. So thank you all for showing up, and give yourselves a round of applause for just looking so beautiful. I want to let you know that myself, Dave Colarchick, and Crystal Shuey, where's Crystal? Crystal Shuey, we are buying you all drinks tonight. We're sponsoring the bar. That's right. Why was the mortgage so depressed? Why was the mortgage so depressed?
I don't know, Brian. Why was the mortgage so depressed?
Because it was a loan. Stop for now. I'm gonna stop. Let's get on to some business. Okay, let's see. There's some great people that have traveled a long distance to get here that are supporting the state and their local boards. And I want to go ahead and start introducing some of those folks. First on the list from the Nevada Realtors, our state officers, is the 2021 president, Brad Spires. What I learned tonight with Brad is fighter pilot. Maybe not so much today, he's a realtor today, but he has fighter pilot in him, which is pretty awesome. Makes him such a fabulous leader. That's beautiful. All right, so President-elect Doug McIntyre. All right, Vice President Tom Blanchard. Okay. How about one of our own, 2021 treasurer, Mr. Trevor Smith? All right. And the CEO that runs the place, Teresa McGee. Moving on from Elko, 2021 president, Cheryl Henney. And then the 2021 president-elect, Casey Lynch. And the CEO, Denise Taylor. Thank you. From the Reno Sparks Association of Realtors, the 2021 president-elect, Sarah Scatini. Sarah Scatini. All right. And how about the CEO, April Labrie? From the Sierra Nevada Realtors, the 2021 president, Robert Barchi. The 2021 president-elect, Jeannie Kerner. Did I say that right? All right. The 2021 past president, Claudia Saavedra. And then the CEO is Eric Mace. Eric Mace. Beautiful tuxedo, Eric. Right. And then, last but not least, the Carrara, Nevada folks, Government Affairs Director Jim Nadeau. you so much. I want to thank another sponsor of the event, because without these sponsors, these events don't happen. And I want to thank the local brokerages who sponsored. Is this coming through okay? Local brokerages. Berkshire Hathaway, do we have anybody from Berkshire Hathaway? All right, awesome. Lakeshore Realty. I saw Christmas Church in the background. All right. And then Sierra Sotheby's, a lot of Sierra Sotheby's folks here. All right, okay. All right, excellent, all right. At this point, please help me invite up the State of Nevada Realtors President, Brad Spires, to discharge.
Hey, I gotta tell you, this guy has stepped up, done a fantastic job. He's moved up to vice president, and we passed a new guidance a couple years ago where that's an auto step now. So he will, in fact, move from vice president to president-elect to president, and that's Trevor Smith. And really, the only reason anybody ever wants to be with Trevor is because of Amy. Some guy, Brad Lewis, or do you have something tonight? You're supposed to come down too. As you see, sometimes the one clap doesn't work. I don't know if you're Terry Moore and you only get one clap, that'd be kind of a sad thing. So clap for Terry Moore. Okay, don't clap for Terry because he could join. Jamie Golden. Denise Grimmer. Karen Bruno. Here comes Karen. John Leland, he didn't show up either, so don't clap. Carl Pluckham. And Victoria Popescu. You can sit down if you're not going to be part of the names that are going to be called. If you're going to be part of the names that are going to be called, stick around. Except for you, because you get your own special call. Please raise your right hand. Good, Trevor. They did it without you having the coaching. Do you solemnly and sincerely swear that you will administer the office to which you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment, in conformity with the bylaws of the Incline Village Realtors, that you will uphold and enforce the Code of Ethics of the National Association of Realtors, that you will uphold and support the Nevada Division of Real Estate and the Nevada Real Estate Commission in the enforcement of the licensing laws of our state, that you will uphold and support Nevada Realtors and the National Association of Realtors, that you will in all your acts be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interests of your state, the high purpose of your board, and the welfare of its membership. Do you so subscribe? I do. You may lower your hands. By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I hereby proclaim you to be duly installed to the office of which you've been elected. Congratulations.
Over the past 5 decades, our next speaker has been working with a variety of individuals, families, small businesses, colleagues, and colleges and corporations, helping them to achieve success across a wide variety of subjects, skills, including communications, organization, sales, personal motivation, and leadership. He's been a coach and a mentor to our president-elect for many years. For 8 years, he worked on a farm in Merced County growing a variety of crops, and during that time, he served as a volunteer at the Merced County Drug Advisory Board. So Drew and his wife, who are celebrating their 50th year together, they live in Monterey, where he has been volunteering his time to deliver a rehabilitation program to inmates inside the Monterey County Jail, which is where he first met Brad. I added that part, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Drew Johnston.
Hi, everybody. So great to see so many professional people, presidents, vice presidents, treasurers. Oh my God, I don't even have a single title to my name. It's hard to believe that I'm the one up here speaking, but I've been allowed the honor of introducing or saying something about your next president, which I'm not even qualified to talk about, actually. I barely know the man. Hoping you guys will help me out here in case I get any of the facts wrong. Well, really, what's the point? It's just attitude, right? It's attitude that makes a big, little thing that makes a big difference, right? And, well, anyway, tonight we are going to induct Brad Lewis, a man of integrity, obviously, who, like many of you that I'm looking at right now, was born at a very young age. That was the beginning of an amazing life. Now, speaking of age, at 43, Brad's too young to be my brother, and the good news is, though, that I'm too young to be his grandfather. So, maybe it's his youth, you know, but Brad seems to have boundless energy and an insatiable thirst for knowledge. He's just learning things all the time. For example, at 21, he accomplished getting his insurance license, and then he opened up a farmer's insurance agency. 21, that wasn't what I was up to. And shortly after that, he became licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission and FINRA, and received his accreditation in Series 6 and 63 as a certified financial planner. So he knows all about money. So that's unbelievable. He's a true entrepreneur. He started over 13 different businesses that are still going or have been sold for a profit. And, you know, if you want to start a business, the odds of failing are pretty high. They did a research at Stanford. I don't know if you've studied that, why businesses fail. Big breakthrough. They found out that the common denominator of every business failure was the business spent more than it made. Anyway, you know, it isn't luck or magic that makes Brad a real professional, really. He has a great imagination. He has imagined a life that he imagined a life, and now he's living it, right? I mean, he lives a wonderful life. He really does. But he has only you for friends. Start with that, right? And the thing that makes him a professional is hard-won knowledge, carefully applied. The guy can do things. He can get things done. He's very productive. He's very active. If you need some exercise, go over to his house. He'll take you hiking, bike riding, golfing. I mean, there's this guy is moving all the time. You know, he studied almost his entire life martial arts. He's ranked as a second level Sifu, which is part of Kung Fu. Okay. I don't know what it means, but Brad does, and that's all that matters. He's taught dozens and dozens of people this technology of self-defense and martial arts of every age and description. So did you know that he's currently working on obtaining a patent for his most recent invention? How does he have time to do all this? Well, the first test of any leader is that they must be competent. And if one word describes Brad, it's the guy is competent. And so you're picking him for a leader. Good choice, in my opinion. Okay, that was about 2 minutes in, right? I mean, I don't want to complain, but I haven't had one standing ovation yet. Okay? Last night it was 6 or 7. Thank you. Thank you so much. He's also a writer. He's a writer, okay? And most recently, he penned a children's book for his godson that he and Laurence have published. He knows how to do so many things. This guy's been in television shows, he's been in various commercials, and he's on the other side of the camera, he's writing a screenplay, an action movie. I can't wait till it comes out. And The scary thing about this guy is, as you're going to see shortly, he does public speaking. Come on. I'm told the world's two greatest fears are death and public speaking. And people would rather be in the casket than doing the eulogy. So that's terrifying, but Brad just makes it look so easy. He doesn't even need notes. I'm reading all this stuff and I can barely get through it. So this integrity thing is pretty important. A man of integrity would have certain characteristics, certain virtues that would exist in good times or bad. Right? Like on a golf game with Brad, when we're out there, no matter how many swings he's taken and how many balls he's lost, his demeanor and deportment never changes. He's still cheerful. What's with this guy? You know? But, you know, he doesn't take himself too seriously. And have you ever been on a golf course and the guy's just having a bad golf game and he's just, you know, he's going, it's supposed to be fun, right? But you can't have fun if you're not having fun. So Brad is a guy who makes life seem like it's worth living. Life is worth living and things are worth doing when you're around this guy. He kind of is the Energizer bunny. He just kind of plugs you into like, wow, I think I'm having a good day. Have you been around this guy? You should check it out. It's pretty good. Now, he comes across very authentic and he's very humble despite all of his capabilities. And he effortlessly has a way about him that makes other people feel important in his presence. That's how I feel around him. It's sort of like, you know, a person's success level is their communication level. And Brad communicates really well. In fact, it's easy for him because he likes people. What's that all about? He's a good communicator, but he's even a better listener. And when you talk to him, he makes you feel like your opinion and your time is important to him. And he truly does care about other people. And perhaps, maybe that's why he and his wife are spending their free time, like he has any, teaching the children at the Boys and Girls Club here in North Lake Tahoe the subject of human rights. Right? How many of you can list all of the human rights? Right? And because of his many sterling qualities, I know for sure that you've chosen the right man to be your president. This guy is the right choice. So I vote for Brad Lewis for president. The last virtue I want to give you guys a little insight to is like the guy is just, you know, had an amazing life. He's living the dream. But he has an attitude about his life that I think the ladies in the room will really appreciate. And that he's the first to admit that his success is due mainly to his beautiful wife, Laurence. The two of these people make an amazing team, and when you get Brad, you get Laurence. Oh my God, that's kind of bonus, you know? So, anyway, Brad, I love you. Expect big things from you as president. Is Brad Spires available? I think Brad should come back and make it official, swearing in your new 2022 president. Ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Brad is the president of your association. You will be looked upon as the spokesperson for all realtors in this area. You'll be called upon from time to time to appear as a representative of our profession in many areas of community activity and as a representative of our industry. The oath made by your board of directors applies to you in an even greater degree. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly and sincerely swear that you will administer the office of president to which you've been duly elected to the best of your ability and judgment in conformity with the bylaws of the Incline Village of Realtors? That you will uphold and enforce the code of ethics of the National Association of Realtors? You will uphold and support the Nevada Realtors and the National Association of Realtors. You will in all your acts be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play. Your integrity speaks to you. And every man prosper. Endeavor to well safeguard the best interests of your state, the high purpose of your board, and the welfare of its membership. Do you so subscribe? I do. By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim you to be duly installed as the president of Incline Village Board.
If you put water to a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water to a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in the teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or water can crash. Be water, my friend. Who said that? Who said that? Who's made us Bruce Lee. Look at the big brains on Lancy, you're right. That was Bruce Lee who said that in an interview in 1971. And at the time, Mr. Lee shared with us his philosophy on water as it pertains to martial arts, right? Made sense? I can certainly think with that. Your punches are crashing, your blocks are flowing, all of that. But from the very first time I heard that quote, those words just stuck with me. It resonated, you know? It's like, dang, that is deep. Flow like water, right? So I actually found out that this concept of water flowing and crashing actually transcends into multiple places in our lives. In business, for sure, certainly in the real estate industry, right? I mean, I'm talking to our friends in lending and Untitled and agents as well right now. I mean, if you think about it, how many times do we get the opportunity to either flow or to crash on a daily basis, right? It could come by way of dealing with an agent on the other side of the transaction. It could be dealing with our own clients sometimes, our own brokers maybe, who knows? But I just feel like we have this option, and I don't know that we always think of it, but we can actually choose whether we want to flow or crash. And then like 99% of the time that I think back on when I made that decision to actually flow with the situation rather than crash, it was the right decision. So, I don't know, it could be like, where is my friend over here? It could be like, well, she's not here right now, but I'm going to talk to her as though she is. It could be like Karen. Our clients aren't letting go of a dime of this earnest deposit. It ain't gonna happen. You're just gonna have to figure it out, right? And it's like, whoa, that's energy. That's crashing toward me right now. So what do I do? Am I the rock? Do I let that water just splatter all over me? Splash around? She's coming back in the room right now. That's gonna be fun. Or do I flow with it? Do I just say something like, oh man, I can totally see where your clients are coming from. Maybe we should just put our heads together and see if we can work through this. You know what I mean? Like just find an amicable way to where both sides of the equation feel like they got a little bit of a win. You know what I mean? So that's flowing, right? It's water. 70% of this earth is covered in water. 60% of our bodies are comprised of it. Whether we admit it or not, we are water. You just gotta flow. Outside these windows is one of the most gorgeous, most renowned bodies of water on this planet, right? And to a degree, Lake Tahoe has some responsibility to us, doesn't it? I mean, all of us in the state. And whether you recreate on it, in it, around it, Lake Tahoe, it draws people into our state to buy up that real estate. You know what I mean? And to that level, maybe a slightly higher philosophy. Lake Tahoe's got a degree of integrity that owes to us as well. Can you imagine if that lake became like filled with algae or the level got so low we couldn't depend on it anymore? So integrity, it's kind of important, like the friends in our video just shared with us earlier. Integrity is with us. Maybe you guys have noticed we kind of indiscreetly interwoven that into tonight's program. It's in these beautiful books on your tables and stuff. But integrity is with us not only when we're writing a contract for our clients, when we're presenting offers. Integrity is with you when you're at that front door of that house, Scott's done this, I know it. And you're like, oh my God, I left the light on in the upstairs bathroom. It's the furthest corner from where I'm standing right now. And you're like, but I got that thing, so I just gotta, if I would be late if I stayed, right? But then your integrity kicks in, and it's like, take off the shoes, put the blue booties back on. So, it's something that we do every day, and it's super, super important. So, we put that into the program, actually for the whole year. It's the one-word theme that we've elected to go with for this year's administration, if you will. Integrity. Integrity. You guys don't mind I walk around a little bit, right? They came and put this like Michael Jackson headphone thing on me. It's kind of cramping my style a little bit. I'm not the guy that could stand behind the podium tonight anyways. I actually ordered this little block to stand on and it didn't show up. They nailed it with the booster seat though at the dinner table. Thank you guys. I can read my thing. That's awesome. I should probably switch back to the handheld. Let's get ridiculous. Starting to channel my inner Michael in here, you know what I mean? Feel a little dance. Tomorrow's headline's gonna be like, an Incline village man was seen moonwalking while wearing a tuxedo and cowboy boots. Witnesses say he may have had a peacock stuffed in his pocket. I don't know. We gotta have some fun though, Incline, right? I mean, for a little while, at some point in our career, didn't we get into this whole space because we wanted to have some fun? We saw some houses, you meet some great people. Is it okay to have a little fun? Have some fun and eat, please eat. Don't think it's rude. That's like my favorite thing to do is to eat. There's nothing worse than when there's like that beautiful aroma from that fresh meal and you feel like you have to be polite. So please, eat. Those of you who dine with me, you know what I mean. I love to eat. You've seen me destroy like a couple of 20-ounce ribeyes. I'll do it again. It's one of my favorite things. I love to eat. It's the whole experience. It's the smells, the way the calf cuts through the steak. So, per favore, mangia bene. For my own ego. At one point I'm going to tell a joke that'll fall totally flat, and later I'll convince myself that they all just simultaneously had huge mouthfuls of food. So just get your grub on, please. But I do love to eat. I love it. I love the sensation. I love the smells. But I have to be honest, God's honest truth. There's not a single cut of Wagyu beef. There's not a cabbage franc. There's not a fresh slice of tiramisu. There's actually nothing on this earth that I love more than my immensely talented, beautiful wife. Here's some harp music when you came in. Did you hear that? I mean, I wake up to that. I'm like every morning, I'm like, did I make it? Did I make the angels are falling from the ceiling? No, it's honey. I'm so fortunate. And you may not know this, but she actually designed those beautiful invitations that directed you guys here this evening. That was all her creative. As is true with these little programs that are all over your tabletops. I mean, beautiful. The centerpieces. I mean, literally, Kendra and I were trying to plan this, and we're sitting in the back of the room just texting each other. Like, I don't know if she's got that handle too. I don't know. This is weird. Okay, now all together, we're going to do this super loud. You guys ready? On 1, 2, 3, we're going to go. Low, high. Congratulations, you just learned how to pronounce my wife's name finally. If you had any amount of fun at all tonight, would you please join me in giving her a round of applause? She's amazing. And how good is Drew Johnston, by the way? This guy is such a stud. I literally refer to him as Master Yoda. He's been a business coach, a life mentor. He's Mr. Resourceful. He and his lovely wife, Dee Dee, have this house that's like literally the entire west-facing wall is all glass, like floor-to-ceiling glass. And on the outside of that, sand, nothing but sand. And then beyond that, the world's largest body of water, the Pacific Ocean. And he left that little slice of paradise to come hang out with us, and I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. I was in the back corner setting some stuff up earlier, and there were these two single guys over there like, man, did you see that? That's Lewis's younger sister he brought with him? She's kind of cute. I'm like, well, guys, let me break in here and clear this up. This very healthy, youthful-looking woman at the table, I refer to her as Mom. You can call her Sandy. And the devilishly handsome devil sitting next to her, that's her husband Robert. So I really appreciate you guys making your way up as well. This is my good It's like people who are sports fanatics. They go across the entire football league and they pick their favorite players. They handpick them. They put a pool of money together. And then they keep statistics for these guys the whole year. And at the end of the year, they get back together and they're like, my fantasy team won. And they win all the money. I'm like, oh my gosh. I gotta admit, I am absolutely the worst sports fan. That is not a skill I possess. I don't watch the games enough. I don't keep track of all the players and their skill set. But I do know a thing about Incline Village real estate. And I know who the players are. So when I was told I was nominated to serve in this role, I was like, oh my gosh, I get to do that fantasy draft thing. This is gonna be amazing. We got the committee together. Remember, right? I was like Jerry McGuire on the phone. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Can we do this? I'll show you the money, right? So I'm just gonna run through this because they were named, but I think it's super appropriate to give some shout outs. Once again, serving in his second term of the role, MLS chair, Mr. Tahoe 2200. Yeah. Head of Finance is our treasurer, Jamie Golden Girl Golden. I mean, they even come with their own nicknames, you guys. This is amazing. We should have jerseys and numbers and stuff. In backup to Jamie Golden, when she's not saving kittens and extinguishing fires, we've got our treasurer-elect, Ms. Denise Bremner. Undoubtedly, one of the smartest people in the room, Mrs. Cal Platon, MBA. One of the sweetest people on the planet, my good friend. The brilliant Lynn Garrow. And I got to brag on her a little bit while she stepped out of the room, but I'm going to do it again because she's at A as director, Miss Karen Bruno. This guy, okay, so listen, if there's someone here who doesn't absolutely just love and adore this guy and want to give him a giant hug every time you see him, there's some gentleman outside in the shadows with a jacket that's nicely fitted for you. They'll take care of you later. He is Incline Village's most likable guy, Magic Mike Chamberlain. I mean, I think it's literally like not much for me to do this whole term. I have such a stacked board. And of course, the notorious Grant Meyer coming in as Mr. President. The ever elegant and lovely Mrs. Amy Smith. You guys think I don't have any idea what type of shoes I've got to fill, right? Who's looking forward to seeing me bounce around some of these 5 inch long? It's going to be dangerous. But actually what I got to learn in serving a little over 3 years now on this executive board is I've been able to observe from my predecessors how important the role really is. And it actually mostly happens on the road. Region 11, NAR events, state level conferences. And it's at that point that the president of the local MLS really needs to make sure that the values of the membership stay intact, right? And fortunately, I've had the opportunity to meet Leslie Smith, Kenny Parcells, our upcoming presidents of our national association. The last time I saw Kenny was in Denver, and I told him in person, in no uncertain terms, how important it is that the values and what makes sense to us at this small little MLS are actually carried up to a national level. Because I get it, on a spreadsheet somewhere, you can totally see that a small geographical footprint and maybe a relatively small unit count compared to somewhere like Chicagoland, maybe we fall down on the priority list a little bit, right? But I realize that we're in right now, still what remains one of the most desirable places to live in this entire country, right? I mean, we do big things in Incline. Last week alone, one of our members put a $49 million SFR into escrow in 12 days. 49 million bucks, one parcel, into escrow, baby. And there's one other really quick story before I go find my steak under a heat lamp somewhere. And I hope, please, you guys, seriously, eat, like, get your grub. This harkens back to when I was brand new, newly licensed at the Incline MLS. It was way back when we called it IVR, for those of you who can go back that far, right? It was ancient, but it was some time ago. And I'm sitting at the back of the MLS tour, right? I have this desk, I got my notepad and my pen tray, I got a pocket full of business cards. I'm like, who wants a business card, right? New agent. And I'm sitting there and I hear this distant sound. And I think it's coming from the parking lot, maybe, I don't know. It's like a drum beat. And it's getting closer, and it's getting closer, and then all of a sudden, the back doors of the Parasol building bust right open. And this crew, like in unison, they're unrolling this giant red carpet all the way from the back to the front of the room. I'm like, what the heck is about to go on? I don't know what the politically correct term is. Little people. These guys that were way shorter than myself step in the room and they got these beautiful trumpets and they start belting out this tune. And I'm like, who are they announcing? And then Incline's royal couple walked in. Trevor and Amy Smith. I'm like, oh my God, this is my moment. I can get it right now. So I reach my briefcase and I pull out my Smith team flyer. You know, the one's got the superhero pose at the bottom, like Smith team, yeah, right? You know, Smith team, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get it's my turn. And then all of a sudden they about faced and they were marketing like the next $150 million in houses that they're selling this week. And I'm like, okay, well, hold up. And then I finally found a Sharpie and I'm like, Mr. Smith, Mrs. And they were gone. They got a busy week. They had stuff to do. I'll get them next time. So fast forward like 18 months, right? 18 months later, I learned that I'm selected, Kendra, thank you so much, to go to Nevada Leadership. Would you guys anyone who is a battle leadership graduate, can you please throw those hands up and keep Tommy this, by the way. Keep them up if that program had all benefited your lives, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna, if any of you have the opportunity to attend the battle leadership, you should absolutely do it. It will benefit your life personally and in business, I promise. And I have a spoiler alert to the news. If you're a licensed Nevada realtor, you do have the opportunity. So just do it. It's awesome. You will totally enjoy it. But when I'm there, I'm on my first offsite. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona. You know there's over 2,000 licensed agents in the state of Nevada, right? There's 19 of us at this meeting. And I see them. I'm like, oh my God, that is Trevor and Amy Smith. I'm gonna get to like work with these guys and get to know them a little bit, you know? But some time has passed and they snubbed me on the autograph. So maybe I'm just a little bit jaded, you know what I mean? I'm like, what's up, Trevor? I see you over there. What you driving, that Maserati? Looking all athletic and stuff. What's up, Amy? I see you, Amy. Looking like a runway model on the way to preview that. I see you, that. But I'm like, I stopped myself. I'm like, dude, wait, you have the decision. You can flow or crash. Right now you're crashing. You should get to know these people. You might learn something. Maybe you'll be friends one day. Flow with them, bro. Just flow with them. And wouldn't you know, at that night, we're at this super long, narrow table, I'm seated right across from Trevor and Amy Smith. I get to talk with them, right? And maybe also there were some margaritas flowing that night. I don't know. But we're flowing, we're exchanging, and I got it, you guys. I got to learn what's in Trevor Smith's playlist. And that was the moment. I'm like, dog, that's what you're rocking in the Airbus? Dog, you are my dog. We're homies. Immediately, I was like, I'm in his head. We get it. We're friends. Right now, we're buddies. And then Amy Smith. If you guys have a pen to jot, this is extremely important data. This is like a PSA right here. Seriously. I got to know Amy Smith. And I just want to warn you guys something really quickly, okay? If you ever have an opportunity to talk with Amy Smith outside of business, just make sure you have thoroughly drained your bladder, because that's one of the funniest things. This is public safety, lady preservation of culture. I was blown away. She's so elegant and eloquent when she's so professional. I'm like, this girl knows verbatim more comedy movie lines than anyone I've ever met. I didn't even eat my meal that night. I was laughing so hard. So we became friends. And guys, it was all because I made that conscious decision. I'm not going to crash on these people. I'm not going to hate on them. I'm going to love them. I'm going to flow with them. And they've been very good friends of mine in a sense. There's one more thing. There's one more quote that Mr. Lee shared with us during the 1971 interview about water. And he said, running water never grows stale. You just got to keep on flowing. So thank you guys so much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed it.
of our Incline Village community since 2001. This person has provided love and support not only to our community, but to our association, to its members, our clients, and so many local charities. This person never hesitates to step up at any time anyone has needed them, whether it's professional or personal, they are always there. This person has a pure heart, strong work ethic, and an even stronger commitment to our community, making it that much better than it already is. We are really lucky to live in Incline Village. We have incredible people that live in our community. To say that we love him and his wife is an understatement. Dave Colarchick, Incline Village REALTORS. Thank you, everyone. It's great to see so many of you that have turned out tonight. It has been my absolute pleasure and honor to serve as your 2021 president this past year. So as I can sit here today and tell you guys all the wonderful things that our board has done, that's probably better left in the email or video. But my goal tonight is to reach out to the future leaders out there. You know, when I was asked a couple years ago to serve for the board, what's the first thing we all say? We don't have time, right? None of us have time for this. We're busy, God knows. Trev and I work 7 days a week. We're exhausted. But this is part of our business. The decisions that are made on both the local board and state level impact our ability to do our job. Very much impact our ability to do our job. And one of the biggest takeaways that I've had serving as your president was to see how big our realtor party actually is and the political influence that we have. And please know the realtor party is not necessarily all Republican or all Democrat. We're straight down the middle. The realtor party focuses on protecting property rights and ensuring that the realtor remains an essential part of the real estate business, which is huge. And we need a big applause for that. A great example of this is when we were all quarantined in 2020. Our realtor party had a lot of influence with our state politicians, ensuring, and by the way, they did this alongside Prayer Nevada and Jim Nadeau is in here, and we were very lucky to have them. This is your half million, this is your other funds. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for Prayer Nevada as well. We were able to remain essential where not every state was able to. New Mexico was not as lucky as we were, but the fact that they kept us essential, we were able to continue to work, make money, and put food on our table for our families. Not everybody was in this position. This is why it is so important to get involved. If you think you don't have time, you can't afford to not invest your time, right? Lynn knows, she's been here for a long time. It was the Realtors Party that allowed us to continue to earn a living, and we are so lucky for that. Please get involved. The last thing I'd like to encourage all of you to do, and I know Brad spoke to this earlier, is take advantage of the tools that our local and state boards offer. One of the biggest programs that had a huge impact on my life was our leadership program. And I am a very proud graduate of our 2019 best class ever. I see some of my classmates in here.
2016!
2019. 2019, I see my classmates in here. guys, Trevor and I spent a lot of money and time over the years in training programs. We've gone to everything. And again, same thing when we were asked to volunteer our time, serving on our board or even a committee. And what do we all say? I don't have time. Our clients, they need their pony walked, they need us to clean their restrooms. We're so busy taking care of all of our clients, right? But you guys, the leadership program was truly one of the best training and personal growth programs I have ever taken in my life. And I could not believe when I finished that program, I can stand before you today and make that statement. But what that leadership program did more than anything was help set me up for success as 2021 president, as I sat and served alongside so many other leaders. We've got presidents, past presidents, incoming presidents. I've served alongside them, and so when we make those decisions as a state board, those relationships are already built. We have a very strong foundation, and it makes it more effective and efficient making good decisions on our state level for all of our realtors, and this impacts our business. So if you guys have not done it, as Brad stated earlier, if you have not done it, go to the leadership program. It is truly one of the best things we've ever done. If you have questions about it, ask myself, Kendra, or ask any other leadership graduate. And it was during our 2019 class that we were able to get to know Brad Lewis a little bit better. So Brad is somebody Trevor and I knew we always liked. He was a great guy, charismatic as you saw, incredibly intelligent. But during that leadership class, we got to know he and his lovely wife, Laurence, so much better. Brad, integrity. This is the theme tonight. Brad has integrity. He's somebody we trust. He is hysterical. I think Brad, myself, and Trevor spent most of the time at leadership class in tears of laughing so hard. As you guys can tell, he's a great speaker. He does the right thing. He's here for the right reasons. And you know what, outside of calling he and his wife, our colleagues here in town, I am proud to stand before you guys today and tell you they are dear friends of mine and Trevor's. And we are so lucky to have them in our inner circle. Thank you guys. And to that note, as I step away from this role that I've loved so much, there is no greater feeling than walking away from this role, knowing that we have the most incredible 2022 board of directors. You guys are beyond amazing, and our board is in really good hands. I truly can't thank you guys enough for serving. You're going to do an amazing job. And please know, should any of you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to myself. I want to see more of you serve, and can't wait for this next year. Thank you for an incredible year all around.
Thank you, Amy. It's great to be married to the most popular person in the room. Amy really is that nice. I know it's hard to imagine. I think it's funny when Amy tells stories about her friends and people that met her when she was younger. They would say, I wanted to hate her, but I just couldn't realize it. So I'm so happy you followed me in the presidency for Incline Village Realtors. And as I move on to the state level, I invite all of you, including Brad, who's a total stud, in building a stronger state association and furthering the realtor agenda. There's a lot of things that we could do. I think we've got a lot of things with Kendra's help moving in the right direction. And Brad is going to do a great job. Just be like water. You'll be fine. And I'm so proud to be here tonight. I forgot that there was even a Realtor of the Year award last year, and I won it, and I'm thinking, God, I don't even know anything about it. So I asked Kendra to give me a little background, because I didn't really know what does this mean? Why did I get it? And the purpose is to recognize an outstanding realtor that supports realtors, their efforts in the community. It includes their civic activity, realtor spirit, and furthers the ideals of Realtor Code of Ethics. It also includes business accomplishments, local business activities, and state and national association participation. The Realtor of the Year is selected by a special committee of past Realtors of the Year. Can we please have the past recipients of the Realtor of the Year please stand so we can recognize you? Ooh, Chris! process of elimination. So everyone please stand.
Just so you guys know, Amy actually tried to tell the committee who they couldn't vote for, which was her. and thankfully we have an amazing Realtor of the Year committee and they knew what they were doing.
Absolutely right. I'm lucky. We have amazing members on our board. We are a very unique board up here. And I literally looked around like, please don't. Right? I wouldn't need so many people that I please don't give it to me. I don't need that, right? I'd rather focus and be elsewhere. I am very, very shocked. I'm very humble. I'm really honored. And one thing I can honestly tell you as I look out amongst the audience and so many people who haven't been here, our Realtor board up here, these are not people that are our competition. These are my friends. These are people that are part of my community. And we do great things in this community. And I am beyond honored. Thank you all so incredibly much. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for doing amazing deals together and doing the right thing by some of our very interesting clients that we get sometimes, right? To say the least. You guys are incredible, and again, thank you for a beautiful year. Please serve and get involved. It's very rewarding. Thank you.
LVR, other R's. You guys are amazing. SNR. Is there another R? Did I forget an R? Are we, okay, we got all the R's in there. Thank you guys genuinely for coming out. And I want to take just a half a second in my time, which is really going to be about a minute and a half, to just, like, on a larger scale, like, we can see each other's chins tonight. I think that's amazing. There's no political divide. There's no who's got what, who doesn't have what kind of cooties, you know? And I think that's special. I really love that tonight. And I think that if you guys look left and right, you actually see your brothers and sisters in this human race. Don't turn on the news and believe the BS, you guys. We love each other. This is awesome, right? So another tiny short story. I promise it's like really short. But about a month ago, I looked to, like, I think she's really the woman of the night. I looked to my beautiful bride and I said, "Do you think, can we pull this off?" She's like, "I'm pretty sure we can." Well, I'm gonna call him right now. I'm just gonna call right now and see how this works out. So I called a very dear friend of mine. And I said how special this would be, right? The phone's ringing and I'm just pumped up. And I'm like, she answered the phone. And I said, "Hi, Stacy, it's Brad." And she's like, "I know, caller ID, dude. It's like 1995. I'm like, "Okay, yeah. Hey, listen, so we're throwing this party. These Incline Village Realtors are gonna get like gussied up. And we would absolutely love it if you and your amazingly talented husband would come and join us and maybe put on a beautiful, entertaining show for us tonight." And in the background, I heard another very dear friend of mine say, "Honey, we're doing it. We're supposed to be flying out. We're going to be out in the country. We're on a sailboat across the world in the Bahamas or whatever that be. We're going to move mountains. We're going to make it work so we can go hang out with some of our very dear friends and members of this community, the Incline Village Realtors, lenders, title folks. That's us." And right now, I have the distinct honor to introduce in my closing remarks one of my very dear friends who will take us into the evening. I hope you guys stay, play, enjoy, make some use out of this dance floor. It's the amazingly talented Mr. Luke Stevenson. Thank you guys so much for coming.
My eyes. beneath the blue sky. Begging that I should come to her, exploring like some ancient mariner in Tahoe. Silver moonlight shining through the pines. Touches kindred spirits' heart.